Yeah, get it on. Got to get it on. No choice. We're going to mandate you get it on. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for telling a friend. I love that about you. Jonathan Kite in studio. Always great to see our friend Jonathan Kite. He's got dates coming up. New York City Winery. That'll be November 9th. And then heading to Dallas, Fort Worth. Fort Worth and Dallas. Yeah. At Hyenas. Two different. Different. So just go to Jonathan Kite. Sorry, JonathanKiteComedy.com, and that's where you can find all his dates. All right, let's see. You're not a blue collar guy. Well, your dad was kind of, right?
Big time.
Big time.
Yeah.
I usually do most of my own stuff, or I get my guys to do most of my own stuff. But as I've gotten older, and as I've worked my ass off, I've just sort of given way to like telling someone, just go on to Angie's List or something, just go find some guy to put the thing up, and I'll pay someone to do it.
Yeah.
And I used to be 100%. I can do this. I can figure this out. That's all I've done is this shit my whole life. I'll just do it. But it's like, I'm out on the road every weekend and I'm working enough. Just go pay someone to do it. So I get this water filtration system that needs to be installed, a whole house water filtration system in Malibu. It means you got to just put it in right where the main line comes in from the city, filters, then it goes on to like the water heater, and then everywhere else. Yeah. Right. So it's a bit of a job. So I get the plumber guy out there today because my days of sweating copper pipes are behind me.
My father will still do it.
Your dad's still going to sweat some pipe?
Brother, he always wanted me to be a plumber.
Really? Well, he may have been on to something because you have to do like the math. And first off, if you're in Malibu, there's a Malibu math. Like you want to get gas in Malibu, it's another 65 cents a gallon. You want to get your car wash, it's another $8.
Yeah.
You want to eat, everything's just, there's a Malibu surcharge.
Yeah.
And it's not because things are inherently more expensive in Malibu, it's just they can get away with it, you know. So Malibu, like when you're in Malibu, it's like, I think it's a lot like what the vet thinks when he sees a woman dressed to the nines with her poodle climb out of her Maserati and start walking toward the front door. It's
Don't bring in the Chanel purse.
Yeah.
Red flag.
Right. I've always said when you bring the dog to the vet, give a homeless guy $8, tell him to tie a lamp cord around the dog's neck like a leash and have him drag it in there.
Yeah.
When they see your rich ass coming in bawling, that price just goes through the fucking roof, right?
I agree with you 100%.
So now I'm talking to the Malibu plumber. And the thing about, you have to really break down with like money stuff. So I get one estimate. The estimate, the first one, $3,500. Now, they'll go, you can break it down. Like you'll go, how long is this going to take? It's going to take 2 guys half a day. And then you go, what are we talking about in parts? $300. Okay, so these guys get $700 an hour? Like, because that's kind of what you're saying.
Yeah.
And so anyway, I go, no, I'm not paying $35. I get the new guy in. But I'm trying to throw a little blue collar bona fides.
Did they charge you for the estimate, by the way?
No. But they can. But
yeah.
But what I'm trying to do is you're seeing the soft, white Malibu resident here with the loaded Audi in the driveway. But I want you to know there's a gritty, dark underbelly to this Malibu resident. Like
the electric Audi.
I'm the guy, the electric guy. I'm the dude who grew up on construction sites in Chatsworth. I've worked with all these plumbers. I've done my own shit. I've done demo. I do it all. I've fucking slung stucco. Don't mistake me for some soft ass Malibuan whose daddy gave him a condo.
You're like, come in here. I'm in the jacuzzi.
Yeah.
Have this conversation with me. Some champagne.
So I tried to give the guy. You try to let him know you know something when they're talking about
keywords.
stuff.
Yeah,
you know keyword.
Yeah,
keyword. So
slang. I know the lingo.
I'm looking at the pipe, you know, and it's like the drain pipe from the old water heater. And the guy fucking goes, he does jujitsu. He does like Malibu jujitsu on me. I go, yeah, it looks like 3/4 copper to me. That's me letting him know I know what I'm doing. He pauses a minute and he goes, that's 3/4 copper. He jujitsu'd me. He told me his thing.
Yeah.
If he said yes, that makes me right. He doesn't. He does that thing that assholes do. They pause. You know what I mean? And then they say it again.
He gets the credit.
He gets the credit, and I don't get to use my prowess. He's pointing out to me what this thing is. These are the same assholes who, when you say their name right, pause. You go, is it Jonathan? And they pause, and they go, it's Jonathan. You just made yourself right. You could have said yes and made me right.
Yeah.
Right.
But you didn't make me right. You made you right on something I was right about 4 seconds ago.
He was ignoring you.
Yeah.
He goes, I didn't even hear what you just said because I'm inspecting this pipe up here.
And
Yeah.
thus, I'm still the alpha.
Yeah.
He's the alpha. That 3/4 looks like 3/4 copper to me. This is 3/4 copper. Now it's him.
Yeah.
So I couldn't promote myself that way. So he's looking around, and he says $1,500, which is a lot less than $3,500. In which case I go, fine, but you have to really do the math on what the hourly rate here. I said, how long is this going to take? Half a day? Okay, so you get $300 an hour. I mean, you don't get $44 an hour.
Yeah,
you don't
right.
get if you got $50 an hour and this is half a day, this is a $400 job.
Yeah.
It's $1,500. Like all you, I want to fucking scream at everyone. Like, oh, we're going to get rid of shop class and we're going to have music theory instead. It's like these fucking poor kids need to learn a goddamn skill, and once they do learn a skill, everyone's out there fighting it out for $30 an hour, $28 an hour, $15 an hour. Guys are making $200 an hour. I mean, that's how it's averaging out.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that for a living?
And this is the cheapest guy.
Yes.
That there's some guys. It's like it's the same thing with cars. I went to this guy. I went to get my car. Something was wrong with it. And the guy's like, you need a new transmission and a catalytic converter. And then he goes, but he was trying to get me to sell him the car. He goes, but the car's not worth it. What it's going to cost for parts and labor. So, and my father was out here at the time. So I took it to another. Yeah, I took it to another guy. The guy's like, you don't need either one of those things.
Yeah.
He's like, you just needed this one. And this is a friend of mine. But that guy, if I hadn't known anybody else, he was trying to get me to sell him one of my kids.
I'm hearing a thick Armenian accent in my head.
I mean, you're hearing a thick Armenian accent in your head. See how I paused and just did it?
Yes, that's this, my friend. Yeah, I took my truck to one of these guys when I was poor. And the guy was like, okay. He took a stethoscope out and he started listening to the engine. And he's like, it's just you have a spun main bearing. There's bearings. I mean, the engine's going to need to be torn down. You have a bad bearing. I give you like $500. I was like, I can't. I believed him, but I was like, I can't. I guess I'll just drive this car with a spun main bearing. And of course, it was never that.
Car doctor, you're paying for that degree, by the way.
Yeah.
That's why it's so expensive.
The stethoscope.
Yeah, don't let him check your dipstick.
Listen, I didn't even know if it was fucking in his ears. He probably had it around his jowls or something, but he was like pretending to listen.
It was a necklace.
Is there ever, all right, is this acceptable anymore in the days of ways? The days of ways. We're in an era where we have something called ways.
Yeah.
I have things that happen every single week. They go, last week, oh, you're doing a show at the Irvine Improv. Okay. How long is it going to take to get from Malibu to the Irvine Improv if the show starts at 7 o'clock? Well, I have no fucking idea, but I do have my phone, and I can punch it into Waze, and I can punch in the time that I'm leaving, and I can get a pretty good estimate of when I'm supposed to do this. And I do this all day, every day, because if I'm leaving here at 3 in the afternoon and I got a flight at LAX at 7:30 or 6 in the evening or something, I don't know when to leave, but I will know when to leave because I will look.
Right.
So I say to the plumber guy, I go, you coming tomorrow? He says, yeah, I'm going to install this thing tomorrow. I go, okay, well, I'm probably going to be out tonight, but I'll get up and let you in. What time you getting here? And he goes, 8, maybe 9. I don't know. I don't know with traffic. You don't know with traffic.
Right.
You don't know. I go, I know. I have a phone that has a Waze thing that I can tell. He's like, yeah, 8 maybe, 9 maybe.
That's not an acceptable answer.
I'm going to go to bed at 1. I should get up at 7:45 and stand outside until you pull up, or just sit in my bathrobe until you bang on the door. Like, maybe. Look, we're beyond this as a society. Are we not? Like, you just say to people, you look at your fucking phone, figure it out, and then be here at 8 or be here at 9.
You can Waze it for them. Go, hey, where do you live?
Yes.
You can be here at this moment. Or there's a way in Waze where you can send your coordinates or your GPS coordinates to the person you're meeting, and they can always just track you on your way over, so they can see how far you are.
You know, you're in the driver's seat. I got cuckolded in there. I got the 3/4, and I got the maybe 8, maybe 9.
Same
bitch.
guy.
Yeah,
he's good.
Same guy. It's like, maybe here's
this
my
guy's
window.
number.
It's an hour. Hey, how about we have lunch later? Yeah, I'll either meet you at noon or 1 o'clock, but you can wait.
He's keeping cable installer hours.
Yes, those are cable. Those are
window.
I'll be there sometime between Tuesday and Friday.
Well, it's
what?
As I said to the cable guy many years ago, it's like, we have a window. The window's from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. I go, that's not a window. That's a sliding door.
Yeah.
I need you to get it down to a window.
Yeah.
How dare you call that a window?
A window, that's a full day's work.
That's a bay window, maybe. But that's not a standard window.
That's a sunroof. It can come in at any time.
I'll take a sunroof because of the size of the sunroof.
What time did he show up?
The cable guy?
6:01.
Oh, no. Well, the cable guy, the worst thing the cable guy used to do is, on rare occasion, after the big window day, miss the appointment altogether, and then you reschedule, and they give you the same fucking window. And you're like, hey,
they still do that.
I already fucking missed a day's work because of your 9-hour window. Now you fucking stiff me, and I need a 2-hour window, not an 11-hour window.
That's a tow truck, too, sometimes, though.
Oh, the tow truck.
Yeah, car breaks down, call AAA. They're like, he'll be there in an hour. Guy shows up, doesn't have a tow rig on there. Mm-hmm. And he's like, all right, I'll call somebody now. Supposed to be there in a half hour. This happened to me yesterday.
Yes.
And then literally I called AAA back. I'm like, it's been 45 minutes, almost an hour. You know, when's the guy coming? They're like, oh, we didn't have we'll send somebody now. He'll be there in an hour.
Your tranny and your catalytic converter went out on the same day?
Something else. It was a starter.
Starter in what car?
2009 Chevy Malibu.
Chevy Malibu. Ironically, never spotted in Malibu.
We both live in Malibu. I'm trying to tell you that I'm poor.
I have never seen a Chevy Malibu in Malibu.
No, they won't let us in.
Yeah.
I know,
They
it's
won't
ironic.
even sell them there.
It's like those shopping carts. The wheels just stop once you pass the
guy who wears the Porsche. You're like, you don't own a Porsche. When I pull up in a Malibu, they're like, you don't live in Malibu.
No, and there's no celebrity that's ever driven a Chevy Celebrity.
No, not once.
There's a long list of cars with names of people. I don't think a Cherokee has ever driven a Jeep Cherokee.
I drive a 2008 Academy Award. Never got one. But as soon as I do, I got to give it up. That's the rules. That's the rules.
Starter dies.
Starter died, yeah.
So starter dying means you're either at your house or you're somewhere, but it doesn't break down while you're driving.
I drove a couple errands yesterday morning. I'm on the way to the gym. I pull in. My buddy's like, oh, hey, I got to get something out of your car. He goes, your car's dead. I go, how's that possible? Turned it. Smoke comes out of the hood. And so we take it to a shop or whatever. The guy's like, yeah, you need a new starter. It blew.
Sometimes when starters do nothing, you can bang on them a little bit and sort of get one more start out of them.
Well, I told the guy, I think it's the starter, and he paused and went, it's the starter.
Yeah. Adam, do you ever date girls who ask you to come to the mechanic with them because they thought they were going to get ripped off? I used to get asked that all the time, and I know nothing about cars, so I'm like, this is actually a terrible move for you to bring me, but they just needed like the male
yeah.
they thought they'd get taken advantage of.
You come in full Porsche gear.
I had a friend's dad go in and buy, haggle a car for me. I'm not a haggler.
Oh, yeah. That's a skill, too.
I got a dude's dad to go in and haggle a car for me.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm not. I mean, no shame in it.
Yeah.
I'm not a good.
I'm not either.
I'm a bad haggler.
I remember I hired guys outside of Home Depot to tape and mud some drywall one time. Me and a friend at this warehouse we got, and we waited in our car. We're like, okay, we will do this we will only offer them $300 for the day, and that's it, nothing less. And then we go, and then they like it'll be $600, and we just went, okay, just like we just don't haggle.
Yeah, it's a cultural thing.
Is there a script that you can give our audience if they walk into a mechanic that they can just say right at the top that kind of makes them a little more credible and not susceptible to being ripped off?
I think the first thing you got to do is disavow any love or association with this car. You have to say, look, this is a piece of shit. I'm thinking about getting rid of it. I don't even, it's got 120,000 miles on it. I think it's pretty much at the end of its rope. But whatever you want to do, tell me. But I'm not invested. It's not, my grandfather gave me the Chevy Malibu, and I'm going to bequeath it to my child one day, God willing. You give them that. If they think you love it, it goes up.
But I didn't say that I loved my Chevy Malibu.
Well,
but
nobody loves a Chevy Malibu.
He was like, he thought I was just there to get rid of it.
Oh, really?
No. But I just mean nobody loves it. He's like, oh, for parts? I go, no, hold on, buddy. And then I go, what do you think's wrong with it? And the guy goes, oh, man. He did one of those like, exhaled looking at it. I go, what are you looking at right now? And he's probably thinking about what he's having for dinner tonight.
That's part of his script. Yeah.
Yeah. He has his own show that he listens to.
Yeah.
How does he haggle? Because those guys, like the guys came to your house, guys and mechanics, that's all they do. All they do is try to squeeze you for more money.
Yes.
The guy, the Malibu guy, he could have gone to a guy who lives next door to you, same job, different price.
Oh, yeah. All right. So things to get on to. I don't know how you feel about hash browns versus cubed potatoes, but callers are going to call in and argue for cubed potatoes. Yeah. I have no idea what that argument is. I can't imagine it. There's no world that I can imagine ever wanting cubed potatoes for breakfast over hash brown potatoes for breakfast. But they're going to make a point.
Right.
I am prepared to be underwhelmed, but I will listen.
Our poll has been finished, about 4,000 votes. 77.5% are in team hash browns.
Kite, you team hash browns or team cubed? And by the way, there's two sections. There's hash browns, and then there's just bullshit potatoes. It could be purple potatoes, cube potatoes, new potatoes, breakfast potatoes,
right.
Home fries, whatever. Everyone's unclear what that is. Right. I'm saying when you say hash browns, I have a picture in my head of exactly what that is, and I want it. When you do our potatoes, or there's plenty of places that go, we do breakfast potatoes. Right. And I'm like, all right, we're rolling the dice. Because I have no idea what's going to show up next to that Denver omelet.
There could be vegetables in there.
Yeah, you could have onions cut up and bell pepper cut up. And I mean,
that's what I think of when I think of breakfast potatoes.
But we're going to get your version of some potato that I don't like nearly as much as I like hash browns, but I can't picture them. So this is a crapshoot.
Well, that's the thing. It's like an old game show from the 70s. Breakfast potatoes is what's behind door number 3.
Jay is behind door number 3. I was so poor when I grew up and so desperate that when I would watch Let's Make a Deal and Monty Hall would do that, and they'd pick the curtain number 3 or the door number 3, and Jay, the announcer, would be sitting on a donkey. And I'd be like, and they'd go, womp, womp. Yeah. And I'd be like, but you keep the donkey, right? It's a donkey. That's your donkey?
Yeah. That's a plow mule.
Donkey. We could use that donkey. I could ride that shit to school. Yeah. I remember one very clearly where they had like a speedboat, and on one curtain, and then they opened the thing, and Jay was sitting on an old steamroller, and they did the one. I was like, I could get that steam. I want that steam. I would take that steamroller. Yeah. And do I get Jay? I could start my own paving company with Jay and that steamroller.
You get him for a day.
He's a Jay laborer.
And you know what? the idea that they thought that was bad, you don't know me.
You don't know my family. We need a donkey and a fucking steamroller.
I don't want a boat.
I don't have nowhere to use the boat.
By the way, I'm landlocked.
I don't have an automobile. My family does not have an automobile that can transport me from here to Van Nuys reliably.
Right.
You think I'm getting to Lake Havasu with a trailer?
I need that donkey to take
I
that
need
boat.
that donkey to drag the boat.
There you go.
All right. So I have a maybe a leader in the clubhouse for Chick Think. This is Chick Think is, well, it's just as stated, but
it's been the theme of the year.
It can be.
Show.
It can be used. Gavin Newsom is the governor. He's a male, and he thinks like one of my mom's friends from high school. The fucking pie in the sky. Like, I was just yelling at Drew. I was saying, look, I just want him to talk about removing trash. Like, there's garbage all over California and LA. So it's all garbage, and there's graffiti everywhere. Or maybe we could get a monorail somewhere, or maybe we could get this updated or that updated, like something. And he's only talking about, feelings and disproportionately affecting black and brown people and stuff, and good vibes and free to marry whoever you want to marry and live and love who you want. And I'm like, I want to start talking about I want a dam. Or a way to capture rainwater or something. I want to start talking about plans.
Right.
I want to fucking plan. I don't want to just talk about vibes like nonstop. That's all. I mean, maybe he does other things, but I would love him like when they did the mayoral race out here in L.A., and they had Rick Caruso, the guy who started the Grove and all the fucking someone who could do something. And he's running against Karen Bass, who's just, career politician, good vibe, seat at the table. No child should go to bed hungry. And everyone should be treated with dignity. When you walk here to this country from Honduras, you need dignity. You need to be treated with that. And I'm like, I don't know what that means. I want people to fucking clean up trash.
Can we add some property value to this state?
He was like, can we talk about some regulation or taxes or something, Rick Caruso's like, first day in office, going to hire 1,000 sanitation workers. We're going to fucking clean the city up. There's garbage. There's boxes. There's busted out stucco. There's sofas, graffiti. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. Like, we're just going to hire a bunch of guys. We're just going to clean it up. And I was like, good. Yes. They'll vote for that guy.
Yeah.
He'll hire a bunch of guys and we'll clean up a bunch of shit. But we're just beyond that. We're no longer, we don't care about syringes everywhere. We want to talk about treating people with dignity and giving them a seat at the table. And Chick Think is that. That's Chick Think.
Okay.
So you can have a cock and balls and pull it off, is what I'm saying. But you have to, there is a component, and you guys tell me this. Dr. Drew concurs. One of the key tenets and components, one of the tent poles of Chick Think, and we've all experienced this, you get told a story, you then explain that's not how it happened and it didn't happen that way, and 4 days later you're eating dinner with some friends and she tells the exact same story the way she just told it to you, except for you said that never happened. That's not how it works.
As if your explanation never happened.
Right. And then 4 months later, you get in an argument, and she brings up the same story again. Like, if she's not, doesn't matter. You've offered proof. You've offered evidence. You said that's not what happened. But they'll go, that not, because it happened that way in their head.
Yeah.
And thematically, they like it better. They like the theme of this story better than your theme of the story, which is boring and makes you unaccountable. They want the theme. They love the theme. So Rashida Tlaib from the Squad is tweeting about Israel firing rockets into a hospital and collapsing the hospital and killing 500 innocent people. Now, here's an interesting concept. Why does she love that theme?
Oh, you're asking me?
Yeah. Or anyone in the room.
Why does she love that theme? Because it's a narrative that she can get behind that to maybe villainize.
Yeah,
right.
One of the
It's
sides.
sympathetic.
Right. But you have to sort of think.
That's what I mean. It's a very
you have to
sympathetic
think about the theme. Like, so she's rooting because it didn't happen, but she likes the theme.
Yeah.
So she's rooting for Israel to take down a hospital on the other side of the other side of the border. So okay, so that's number one. Like, even think about the themes. Like, I remember this very moment. Those kind of moments that stick in your head. When when they had this whole Haitians beat by border patrols on horseback, and they were whipped, and shades of Jim Crow and the South and slavery and all that, and Biden took to the microphone, and Kamala Harris took to the mic. Everyone took to the microphone and started talking about, this is an atrocity. This is the shades of Jim Crow, and nobody deserves to be treated this way. And it's like, but that's not what happened. And the guy who took the pictures immediately said they weren't being beaten from horses and all that. Like, it was debunked immediately.
Right.
So I said to Bald Brian, I said, why would they do that? Why would they do it? And he said, low-hanging fruit. And I said, well, but what's that mean? Well, it's easy. Now it's easy to do it. And I go, but you're the president of the United States. Why is it low-hanging fruit to call your border patrol racists who are beating people coming around? Why is that? Oh, no, this is going to be, I'm going to score a quick victory for the United States. I mean, who are we scoring at? Oh, they're not going to let this go. It's like, but why do they want it to be something? Obviously, there's something really shitty and nefarious afoot if you're looking for excuses to call your country racist when it didn't happen.
Right.
You've showed your hand to me. It's like, Brian's like, this is an easy one for them. It's like, but why is it easy? You're calling your own border patrol racist. So what are you doing to them? What are you doing to morale? What are you doing to the border? And why are you seizing something that should be seen as a negative?
And everything is just so short-sighted. Everyone's acting immediately. They're not like what you're saying.
Right.
Think about where this is leading and where it's going to end, not what you're feeling in the moment and then reacting to that only.
Well, I think it's also people's opinions. They want you to side with them. It's not about the news anymore. It's not about delivering like what's happening out there. It's having a point of view and then getting you to believe with core values of what they're talking about. And so it needs to be extreme to get you to say, wait, but they blew up on what now?
Yeah.
So then you stay there to read that and focus on that narrative.
So the first piece of information you have to ask yourself, whether it's Joe Biden and Kamala Harris about what happened at the border, or Rashida Tlaib, do they not have access to information? Does Joe Biden not have access to...
He might have access to the best information.
Yeah.
He forgot it, though.
Does he know what went on at the border? And did somebody tell him? No. So then now he's lying, which is crazy, which Rashida Tlaib does. Now, not only did the rocket miss the hospital, it's like it hit the hospital and 500 people died. You picture the building collapsing.
Yeah.
But it hits the parking lot. So it does not hit the hospital, but it hits the parking lot next to it. And then it gets completely debunked because they have footage and they have intercepted phone calls and they have all sorts of logistics.
And military intelligence.
And everybody on our side and everyone on everyone's side just goes, this never happened. They have film of the missile going from Palestine and heading toward Israel and then malfunctioning and falling in the parking lot. Okay. So now she gets all the information, or at least is privy to all the information.
Yes.
And the next day has a rally. And in that rally, she does what? The Chick Thinkink. In the face of all the information. Now, I get she likes the theme. And again, I don't know why you like the theme of our ally bombing a hospital. We're allied with Israel, but you're cheering for this. There's a couple things I like about this speech, and this is why maybe the new leader in Chick Thinkink in the clubhouse, because not only is she doing the Chick Thinkink by repeating a story she was wrong about 2 days ago and had been debunked, she starts losing it.
Very emotional,
which I love. And there's a double Chick Thinkink here, and I'll tell you about it in a second, but here we go.
Continue to watch people think it's okay to bomb a hospital where children...
Shame.
You know what's so hard sometimes is watching those videos and the people telling the kids don't cry. And like, let them cry. And they're shaking, and somebody, you know this, they keep telling them not to cry in Arabic.
But also, who is this for?
I can cry. We all can cry. If we're not crying, something is wrong.
All right.
And so I'm telling you right now, President Biden, not all America's with you on this one.
All right,
And
you got it. All right, she's nuts. And she's also going to get a fucking Jew killed or two with this. I don't know what anyone thinks about that.
Hopefully not me.
But what they have, the other thing I liked about this clip is she's got a guy doing sign language next to her who is outdoors wearing a mask. So that bitch was told that hospital was never bombed a day ago and went on with her speech. This guy was told a year ago, paper masks, don't do anything outdoors, and he's sticking with his guns too. So now the only two people on the stage are two people that are fucking batshit crazy because they go, fuck it. You go, hey, that doesn't work. You know, stop doing it. I'm going to keep doing it. You're going to keep doing it so you can retroactively make yourself right? Totally. Because that's essentially what you're doing. You're going, I'm sticking with the mask. And then you go, but you don't need to wear masks. They don't do anything. And they go, yeah, but if I took it off, I'll be wrong from 2 years ago. So I'm gonna stay with it.
He better have a cold sore.
Oh, I never thought about that.
My God, he better. He probably has COVID. He's like, guys, I have COVID. I'm here, but I'm here. I have COVID.
He broke the rules of the sign language guy by being snappy in his dress.
Yeah, it's a little too
colorful. Sign language guy, that's a black turtleneck. He's wearing a bright orange turtleneck and a blazer.
Look at the Halloween-themed mask.
He's got the mask. He's got the pocket square. He is pulling focus.
She looks like she's opening for him.
That's right. she's going to middle. All right. We have people who are going to defend cube potatoes.
I'll tell you that you asked me earlier, I'm team hash browns, and I bet it's because I grew up with McDonald's.
No. I mean, I don't. I'm going to deny you.
Okay.
I don't like the hash browns are fine in that form. They're never going to be the hash browns that you get at the Waffle House or whatever, but I do find it to be a cop-out, and there are places that do this, that do put out the breakfast spread and do that hash brown, that self-contained
like the patty
one. Yeah, it's better. Oh, man, you know what the next argument's going to be? Sausage. Links or breakfast sausage.
Damn.
I like the breakfast sausage, but that'll tear a room apart.
Oh, like the one that looks like this coaster.
Like, right. Well, back to McDonald's, the one that's in the sausage McMuffin there.
Oh, that's pretty damn good.
Now we got to get a poll because this will divide. This will divide a nation. Hash browns, I'm cocksure. Everyone loves it. There's not anyone in this building or has ever entered this building that doesn't want hash browns over cubed potatoes, but the sausage links, I think there's going to be a fight.
I think the sausage links taste more chemically than they do like something pressed.
I like the patties.
That's what I'm saying.
We should go to fucking breakfast.
Brother, I'm starving.
Can we go to breakfast?
Dude.
And we'll both just eat off each other's plate.
Just one for the two.
Yeah.
No, you get yours, I'll get mine, but we'll just reach across
arms,
the whole time.
I thought you meant like a fountain drink with two straws.
No. Okay. We're going to get our own. But we're eating across.
It's like the champagne.
What do you like in an omelet?
I gotta have cheese.
Yeah.
I like a little bacon.
Mm-hmm.
I do like, I like onions. I love mushrooms.
We're going out to breakfast.
Do this as Anthony Bourdain.
We're going.
Once in a while, I travel this great nation looking for the perfect omelet. And on mine, I need three things. I need a warm friendship around the table. I need a 25-year-old scotch, and I need a Denver omelet.
I love a Denver omelet.
Dude, welcome to Parts Unknown, Denver.
Denver omelet's just like onion, check, cheddar cheese, check, ham, check.
Yep.
We're home.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll build my own omelet. There's a kind of like cut up sausage in there sometimes, stuff, whatever. If it went in doubt, just bring the Denver, bring the hash browns. Do the sausage patty.
Yeah.
We're going out to breakfast.
You've given Dawson a lot of shit for ordering a pina colada at an Amsterdam bar based off of like the poster.
Yes.
But the next morning we went to breakfast and August doesn't even look at the menu, hands it back to the waiter and goes, I'll have a Denver omelet.
Yeah. And
in Amsterdam?
Yeah. And like, when are we he's like, and when are we celebrating Halloween this year? All right.
Oh, that's funny.
Now, do we have these guys? All right, we need to take a break.
Yeah, take a break.
Then we'll come back. and we'll talk to people who have a problem or who love cubed potatoes. Or I'm guessing calling from institutions.
We'll find out.
Certainly not work. We'll do that right after this. The Jordan Harbinger Show, a different kind of sponsor for this episode. The Jordan Harbinger Show. Well, if you're a fan of fascinating podcasts and interesting people, you should definitely check this one out. There's an episode for everyone, no matter what you're into. Jordan talks with Scott Adams about persuasion in a world where facts don't matter anymore. Man, is he right. Or you go inside the dark world of wildlife trafficking. You'll always find something useful to apply to your own life, like routine changes to boost productivity or slight mindset tweaks that change how you see the world. Jordan's a good guy. We've had him on many times. I know the man well, and he's worth a listen. We enjoy the show, and we know you will too. So you can search The Jordan Harbinger Show. That is HARB as in boy, IN as in Nancy, GER on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Johnny Kite.
Yeah, baby.
I don't know. I might go with Johnny Kite. Johnny Kite is a FM DJ fucking powerhouse name.
Welcome back to Johnny Kite in the Morning, where we only have Christian rock and death metal. Yeah.
Johnny Kite is strong. All right. We got Mike on line one from Dallas, Texas, who's going to defend cubed potatoes. Now, look, I'll say to Mike,
Hey, how you doing?
Good. You're going to defend cubed potatoes over hash browns.
Well, I think cubed potatoes is a little demeaning. Let's call them home fries.
All right, but hold on a second.
Started coming out.
No one knows what home fries are. That it's in everyone's imagination.
Mm-hmm.
But what is your
No.
Okay, your definition of home fries is what?
It's a potato that's cut up into sections. It can be cubed.
Okay.
So if you go to Hilton Garden Inn, on like in Road Hard, you have those cubed ones. Still better than a hash brown.
All right, and why?
Well, so I have 4 reasons here. So number one, if you order a hash browns, you're going to get mostly it's going to be soggy, it's going to be undercooked in the middle, and by the time you get into it, it's a mess.
Yeah, but hold on.
That's 3.
That argument is sort of like saying, you go, well, I like a beef burrito versus a bean burrito, and they go, well, if you order a beef burrito, it's going to be no good. But I'm saying a good version of this. Like, I don't know. There's such a thing as a bad order of hash browns, but it's pretty rare. It's few and far between. Most times I order hash browns, it is to my liking.
Well, let me go on to reason number 2, which I think will then negate your retort to reason number 1. You can actually season home fries. Mm-hmm. Hash brown is just a big glob of mushed up potato put on a griddle for a time until it looks actually appealing enough that you can actually eat it.
Yeah, well, my argument, I'm going right back at you. Hash browns don't need seasoning.
Oh.
They're so good. And also, what I want out of my hash brown is I want some bleed from the yolk. I want a little shot of the Tabasco. I want little bits and pieces, a little piece of ham from the Denver omelet. I like to get it all into one fork load.
It certainly cooks more evenly.
The cube stuff doesn't pick it. It's sealed. It's seared off. It can't absorb any yolk or ketchup. Everything sits on it. There's no absorption rate.
If improperly cooked, I agree. However, so I heard you yesterday talking about the yolk and mixing, but yolk is really primarily meant for toast. Like you have that, you soak it up with the toast, and then if you have any yolk left over, you mix it with the hot sauce that is also essential to put on home fries.
Well, the yolk,
and it's just glorious.
You use the yolk like a Zamboni on the dish, and you use the toast like the Zamboni, and you slide it into the yolk. But I'm just saying, the cubed potatoes just move around. They get a little hard, they get a little dry, even when they're done right. And by the way, they're little, and the last 8 of them are always cold by the time you get them. Or the hash brown maintains its warmth. It's like it has like a hot blanket over it. It stays warm. Cubed potato. Did you have some sort of trauma as a child, or?
I did. I grew up in Western New York, so There you go. That's
Western New York. So, see, if you grew up in New York where there were delis, then you wouldn't want the cube potatoes, right?
Well, maybe, but I will also then argue that generally you get a better quality potato on the home fries versus the sludge of the earth potato that some Irish farmer picked up during a famine and shred up for the whatever that stuff is that you eat. But the home fries, generally you get a fingerling potato, you can get a golding potato, like just endless things, which is why, and actually I have it here written from chefs from Top Chef actually has said that home fries are better than whatever it is, that stuff you have, hash browns.
Who said that?
Yeah, what chef?
I want the name of
The
this.
Swedish chef?
Top chefs. That's what Colicchio and Padma.
Colicchio. Yeah, Colicchio is one of them. Yep. So,
idiots.
Again,
Probably all from California. Because this is what we do. We ruin food that people used to like.
Well, I agree with that. But this was my last argument, which was almost put up to the top based on your talk about, and this hot talk about breakfast foods, is home fries are stackable. So they take up less real estate than this big flat pancake of hash browns. So you can actually order.
I get you, but it's hard to get them on your fork. They fall off. I don't know whether to stab them or scoop them.
Spoon would be more
Stab
effective.
them.
And they get harder to eat the colder they get.
Yes, and they're all kind of seared and sealed on the outside. I don't know. You haven't convinced me, but...
Well, let me ask one last thing, Adam. What do you like better? Do you like steak fries or do you like shoestring fries?
So the way I like
There has to be a correlation.
my fries is I like them right down the middle. Whatever they do at McDonald's or In-N-Out or it's a French fry. I don't need them to be curly. I don't like the big wedge fries.
The spears? No.
With the skin still on them and stuff. I would say the same thing to people about French fries as I would about hash browns. Leave it the fuck alone. It's not broken. I don't want your version of French fries.
Yeah.
We all grow up, McDonald's French fries, the best thing you could have. And, In-N-Out is good. Everyone, just do not do your shit version of a fry. And the ones that are too big are too much. It's too much potato. It's sort of my argument with the cube potatoes. And by the way, you got cube potatoes the way you want them. I got big cubes of potatoes. My potatoes were 1.25 inches by 1.25 inches cube.
Too big.
It's now like eating a small baked potato.
Yeah, it's like eating Duplo and I want Legos.
That's right. Huh?
It's like it's too big. Yeah, the Duplo's
the rapper?
Yeah. No, hilarious. The red bunny.
All I'm saying is this. I don't want to roll the dice with this particular place or that particular place and their version of potatoes. When I go hash browns, I know exactly what I'm getting. Thank you.
Well, let's leave with this.
Okay.
The biggest thing that we can both agreed on is the most egregious thing is calling home fries hash browns. Because when I live in Texas now, and when you actually buy hash browns, you have no idea what you're going to get. So I agree with you there. Call them home fries. Call hash browns. It should be shredded, and there you go. We can both eat at different restaurants and be happy.
All right, but me and Jonathan are going for breakfast, and you're not.
Oh. I thought
somebody listen. Yeah, let's not get fast and loose with terms either. We have words.
Yeah,
they're there for a reason.
And home fry, it's just so generic.
I do not know what I'm getting.
That's what I mean. It's a grab bag.
Right. It's hash browns. Never broken. And I've said many times, you are allowed to have a restaurant that serves breakfast, that serves hash browns, and then whatever kind of fakakta potato bullshit you want to jack off with. I won't get it. But you can put it on the menu if you need it there. I just can't have that be the only option.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Thanks, Simon, 39 Denver.
Yes. Thank you very much for having me.
Hey, we're just talking about your omelet.
Yeah.
Yeah, home of the Denver omelet, correct.
Yeah.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
So,
he just did that last one. The other guy did.
A bit of an advantage point, but, I'll take it easy on you.
Is Denver getting so highfalutin that hash browns are getting rarer and rarer? Like, you cannot find hash browns in Malibu. You can't find hash browns in Beverly Hills, or you can't find hash browns on the West Side.
You can, but they identify as home fries.
They're pronouns.
It's better. It's of course better to stick to the chain restaurants when you want a good hash brown.
Yeah, but also there is no Denny's or Norm's in Malibu. You have to go to the fucking place that does the cubed shit. That's the problem. But anyway.
All right. So we're establishing now that hash browns are sort of low class, sort of a trash people food.
Well,
according to the cute potato people.
They used to feed slaves lobsters.
Right.
No, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
That's powerful.
Yeah. Prisoners and
I
slaves.
just made a powerful statement there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Not Jewish slaves, but you understand.
Yeah.
I think you'll be able to find a good hash browns. There's actually there's a pretty big sect of the hipster population that sort of appreciates like a kitschy diner sort of feel. And so it's something they enjoy ironically.
Now, look, you're on this half a point here, Simon, which is if you are in Malibu and you're charging a premium and you're doing your highfalutin, cool guy version of your bistro, you don't want to serve the same shit Norm's and Denny's serves. That's the problem. That's the disconnect. They go, people are coming in here, they're pulling up in Range Rovers, we're charging $26 for breakfast, and we're giving them the same shit they get at Denny's. That's the disconnect. That's why they go with the thing that costs them the same that you don't like, because it's not the white trash food. It's not the lowbrow food. It's not as Simon described it, and that's the problem. But there's 8 places to eat breakfast in Malibu, but there is no hash browns. I need to bring my own.
I was just gonna say,
bring your own.
Can you heat this up for me? Shred at the table like they do with Parmesan.
I brought my own cranberry sauce to Aunt Pat's house on Thanksgiving one year, and she was insulted. But I was like, I don't do the can.
I'm not eating that. Yeah.
Did you just bring enough for you?
No, I brought enough for the table, but Pat gave me the stink eye. And I'm like, listen, you open that gelatinized can of cranberry, you pull it out of the can, sounds like a queef when it hits the plate, and the shit looks like Alpo. People used to serve their fucking dog up in the early 70s. And then you cut this gelatinous mess into hubcaps. I got my own shit.
Or cubes.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, sorry. Simon?
Adam, I think that there's a strong parallel to be drawn between your cranberry argument and the comparison between hash browns and home fries, skillet potatoes, cube potato, whatever you want to call them. I think the argument that I want to present is one of craftsmanship. And I've been listening to this show for quite a while, and I've always known you to be sort of an artisan and someone who appreciates good craftsmanship.
I'm listening.
The argument that we're making here is, on one hand, fresh cut potato, handcrafted by a culinary artist into a geometrically pleasing format, mixed with some complementary ingredients, fried to perfection. On the other hand, you have that same potato just carelessly molested with a cheese grater in the back of a dirty kitchen by an immigrant, and thrown carelessly onto a flat-top grill.
Yeah, illegal immigrant. Yeah, possibly
Correct.
2-3-time loser. Either illegal or an inmate. Guy just made parole, making potatoes. Listen, you paint a vivid and poignant picture, Simon, but when push comes to shove, we're all still getting the hash browns over the new potatoes, cube potatoes, home fries, or whatever we're calling them. But all right.
And just to confirm, are you including everything else on your plate when you get the hash browns, or are we doing one and one? Because you keep talking about how they mingle with all the other items.
There's a part of the hash browns that are good on their own, but then there's a team player part that I like as well.
Yeah.
I like a lot of co-mingling with my shit.
You're looking to win a championship, not a scoring title.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's who I am. I'm a team player, and what I like to do is I put a little pool of ketchup on one side, and then I put a little Tabasco over here, and then I do a drive-by with the fork and the hash browns, where I slide them by so they both just sort of brush up against the ketchup and the Tabasco, and then I slide it over and grab a little piece of cheese and ham off the omelet. Now I got a fork made for a king here.
Get everybody involved.
the cube potatoes, they move around, they start getting dry, they get cold, they get
in the
cold
middle.
fast.
Yeah, they're not cooked as well, and if they're burnt on the outside,
and if they're all the size of, well, I don't know, if they're all the size of a blueberry and they're all cubed up, they're all going to get cold by the time, or half of them are going to get cold by the time you get to
you better
it.
eat those first.
That's right. The hash browns has a thermal blanket over the top of them, keeps it warm. It's like they figured out with the pizza box. Put it in the Mylar sack with the insulation and zip it closed. It stay warm in the car.
Absolutely.
That's what hash browns are. All right, one more.
Science.
We got Connor over here. Connor, 53, Ocean City, Maryland.
Hello, how are you guys doing?
Good. What's going on?
Well, this is speaking from experience. I used to own a greasy spoon, so I've served it all before I got out of college and realized that's not really my career.
All right.
You're not comparing apples to apples. You understand that, right?
Yeah, we're doing potato to potato.
Okay. True. I mean, okay, there goes that comparison. Hash browns are generally a processed product that are formed into the hash brown. Tons of flavorings and chemicals sealed with seed oils.
Oh, okay. All right. Now you're going somewhere. That's something.
Generally reconstituted with water an hour before serving, or at least that's how the nation's biggest server of hash browns, Waffle House, does it. So
right. So they're getting it in bulk. They're not making it fresh there.
Yeah, they're getting dehydrated.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to say, from my perspective as a small single unit operator, I could buy hash browns that came in, like a plastic bag they're all pre-cooked, first off. It's not a raw product.
Mm-hmm.
By quarter-inch hash browns that were processed. I mean, they're going to be coated in an oil, and they're going to be blanched or partially cooked so that you're literally just finishing them.
Right. All
so
right.
You're comparing a burger, this piece of beef, like a choice steak, in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't mean that you don't prefer the burger.
No, but I see what you're saying. If you're doing the breakfast potatoes, you're probably cutting them up and making them in the back in real time, right?
Well, maybe out there in California, for your example, most greasy spoons are not. You're saving labor dollars by just buying them pre-diced, frozen. Take them out an hour before you need them. Leave them in the bag. They're now refrigerated when you need to throw them on the griddle. Mix them up with, some butter-flavored oil, which is going to be a seed oil, because no one's using real butter. Salt, pepper, maybe some garlic, onions, green peppers. It's just not comparable in my mind.
All right.
I'm not saying it's better.
Well, no. What you're saying is you're saying that when you go to a place like Waffle House, they're not back there grating up potatoes to make hash browns. This is pre-packaged, and it's got a bunch of other shit in it, right? And
100%.
And is there anyone then, have you ever heard, and I feel you, because I can't picture them grating potatoes in the back, but on the other hand...
The math wouldn't work for the labor. I mean, you got to do that in mass quantity to make... the cost of the grading and the forming of the hash brown work. Mm-hmm. I'm an accountant. That's what I do now.
Oh.
So, the math always has to work whether or not you're doing it one way or the other.
Mm-hmm.
So, I was wondering this last episode, too. Do you think hash browns are are more difficult to make overall, then? Because you have to...
Yes, because you're really trying to serve a better product. From an operator standpoint, you're not giving them, McDonald's fries. You're giving them a potato dish.
Wait a second. That's hash browns?
That would be the home fries.
Oh, the home fries.
Yeah, that's what I said. I told you yesterday.
Well, because I saw a tweet that says that hash browns, you could, you have to make more individually, whereas the home fries, you can make in bulk in the oven. And so that's why you have you could have a big tray of it just ready to scoop on.
I think when the biggest... Yeah.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'm saying when the biggest, cheapest chains go with hash browns, that's the cheapest. It has to be. That's what I think.
100%. I mean, that's why the industry I'm in now, low-cost vendor is always our first metric when we're deciding on a vendor for what we do.
Right. So how much can you buy the product for, and how cheaply and quickly can it be prepped? And that's the route we're going, and delivered to my mouth. So you're making the argument.
Don't forget, how long does it take cheaply and quickly? Yeah. I mean, how long is it going to take for that order of hash browns to be ordered versus done?
Right. So almost there's almost no such thing as you going to a restaurant, even if it's a boutique restaurant, and ordering hash browns and them not being sort of pre-prepped with seed oil and coming out of a package. Is that what you're saying?
I'm gonna say no one's shredding potatoes in a very long rectangle.
All right, so now
it's not going to work.
We have to think about the health consequences versus the taste consequences. But I'm still, in terms of the taste, I'm still team hash brown over potatoes or cube potatoes or home fries. I'm still team, but you're saying it's more processed.
100%. And the few people I consulted with while making my outline for this call today, 100% are on Team Carolla.
Wow.
It's just a taste of your product, but that's why McDonald's fries are so loved. That's not a whole potato. That's formed potato pieces with a coating and with a bunch of salt, with a bunch of sugar and whatever else that they can legally get away with.
Because you got to be behind the scenes and see what goes on that griddle, you're turned off to hash browns because you know what's in them.
Only because I listen to you, and now I follow Vinny Tortorich's NFNG and some other people.
He's compromised by health.
Good, yeah. All right.
I don't like this.
I wouldn't want to weave health into this, but you made a very valid point, Connor, and I like that you approached it from a math and science and health
and a business
standpoint, and I respect that.
One last comment. At least the guy from Texas didn't start arguing grits are better than it all, because that's like some Oliver Twist type of gruel to me.
Oh yeah,
I'm with you. All right, Dawson.
I have a question for Connor. I get a big bag of frozen hash browns at Costco. It's a big bulk bag. Get a handful of it. I always cook it in butter. They come out great. Is there bad things about that bag of potatoes or that bag of hash browns, like Ore-Ida or whatever? There's seed oils and crap and shit in that.
Yeah, read your ingredients. It's not going to just say potato.
I don't read.
All right. Look it up. Yeah, because I was thinking while Connor was talking the whole time too.
Good.
While Connor was talking, I was picturing the hash brown. It comes in a bag, not the trash bag that Dawson gets it in, but like the smaller bag, and you make your own hash browns. But someone's got to look. Is that Ore-Ida?
I think Ore-Ida. It comes in a big bag at Costco, and what I do is I take sandwich baggies and I fill up individual sandwich bags, and then I can just take out one of these sandwich bags and cook hash browns for breakfast.
You do that every day?
No, once a week.
I'd be very surprised if there was no oil in those hash browns.
Well, there's shit in everything. That'll be. I will typify by showing you when I was flying Jet Suite X, staring at that stupid dog in front of me that was a nervous flyer and had to fly on the seat with the bitch who brought it. They handed out sweet potato chips. The thing about veggie chips look cool, but they're not veggie chips.
Like the veggie sticks and the chips.
All of it is just potato powder, processed whatever with green coloring in it. And I don't know why you're allowed to call something sweet potato chips that aren't sweet potato chips. And then everyone goes, there's two thoughts. Your first thought is, oh, a healthy alternative to potato chips. But wait a minute, I wonder how this is going to taste. And then you open it and you taste one and you go, oh, these are good. That's when you stop. That's when you have to stop and go,
Red flag
why are these good?
Yeah.
Why are these good?
Like sweet potato cigarettes.
That is the ingredients of Ore-Ida hash browns.
Potatoes, dextrose, sodium acid, flavonoid to retain
fine,
natural
right?
color. Yeah, well, there's no seed oil in them, and I'm not sure how dextrose works.
Yeah.
We can look that up. But find me my sweet potato. Find me my sweet potato pack, because I took a picture of it on the airplane because I was done being annoyed by the dog in front of me, and now it's time to be annoyed by something else, because you have to move on.
Did you have one?
No, I watch August eat 3 bags of it, but I now know that this is fucking bullshit. Do they not have those pictures?
I thought I sent it. Let me make sure. I believe I sent it, but maybe there's a chance I didn't.
There's a chance.
There's a small, minuscule chance that this did not get sent.
No, everything now is the illusion of health.
Yes.
Is that how can we? It's like everything has sort of invisible air quotes around it.
There's now like 3 segments of society. There is the people that don't give a fuck. Then there's the people that think they give a fuck, so they eat a bunch of veggie chips and other bullshit that are still bad for you. And then there's the hardcore people who actually fucking read the labels and go, I can't
put this in my body.
This mayonnaise with a picture of avocado on it is not real avocado mayonnaise. I have to fucking
You're like, this
figure
avocado has a face and
yes,
2
it's
arms.
smiling. It's a happy avocado.
Yeah.
That means I'm being duped. Oof. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back, find these goddamn pictures, and we'll do that right after this. Morgan & Morgan. Let me lay a stat on you. People 15 to 24 had the highest rate of emergency room visits due to car accidents of all the age groups. Oh, man, my kids are in that age group. Now I'm worried, but thank God there's Morgan & Morgan. If you're ever injured, you can check them out. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm, over 100 offices nationwide, more than 800 lawyers, more than $15 billion recovered for 300,000 plus clients. Morgan & Morgan has proven that they have a track record, and they will fight to get you the full and fair compensation. They've been fighting for people for over 35 years. Racing my vintage cars is hard, but submitting a claim for Morgan & Morgan is easy. Am I right, Dawson?
If you're ever injured, you can check out Morgan & Morgan. Their fee is free unless they win. For more information, go to forthepeople.com/Adam or dial #law, #529 from your cell phone. That's forthepeople.com/Adam or #law, #529 from your cell. This is a paid advertisement.
Jonathan Kite in the studio. Got shows all over this man's land. JonathanKiteComedy.com is where you go. We have some, I think we set up some TMZ type and stories for Jonathan to get into. Do I have my picture, my sweet potato tortilla chips?
So sweet potato tortilla chips. I love how tortilla chips is in a tinier.
Yeah,
tiny
I got
font.
sweet potato chip, and I'm staring at it going, huh. And I turn the fucking thing over, and...
By the way, this company is called Food Should Taste Good.
Well... Yeah, but the plan was to be not bad for you and then taste good. And it's all right, turn it over, by the way. I have another picture of it. The back says ingredients, stone ground corn.
Oh.
All right.
Whoa.
Well, that's not sweet potato. That's corn. All right. High oleic sunflower oil, like seed oil, and or safflower oil, and or canola oil.
Okay.
It's just, you think you're getting some healthy alternative, and you're eating a fucking Pringles chip.
Yeah.
But they figured out the packaging, the nice.
That's all it is. That's what
packaging.
And it could be a suicide of all the shittiest oils.
I know.
You could have
and then when we're done with all the corn,
this
and
is a
all
Capri Sun, just strawn.
All the oil, we get dried sweet potato, and then cane sugar, and then sweet potato again.
Oh, actual sweet potatoes. Okay.
Oh, one is dried, and the
There's
other
more
one's sweet
cane
potato.
sugar than sweet potatoes.
Yes.
And then sea
so this
salt.
is a disaster, and you're not eating healthy. But listen, if it tastes good and it's a chip, fucking spit it out. And if it tastes good and it's a smoothie, spit it out. Those are the only two constants in nature, right? If it's smoothie and it tastes good, it ain't good for you.
No.
How is this not regulated though? How can you call it a sweet potato chip, but they're like, or like it's, because when things are organic, they have to be a certain amount of the ingredients have to be organic. Like legally, you can't call something unless it abides by certain rules.
Yeah, but that's like saying like if it's 60% organic and 40% not organic, that's like if I gave you a cup of water, I'm like, this is water, but I'm like, but 40% of it's piss.
Still organic though.
Yeah, it's still organic though.
No, it fucks.
Hand it over.
Listen, I want to be the labeling czar.
Oh, yeah.
And the first thing I'm going to do is, if you're doing... my life is so difficult. On my rider, one of the things I will ask for, and even here and whatever, will be nuts, mixed nuts.
Love them.
Can't go wrong with the mixed nuts. Go to Trader Joe's, get that sack of mixed nuts. In very fucking small print at the bottom, they'll write unsalted. But the person that's buying them just sees the big fucking mixed nuts thing, and they don't see the little unsalted thing. And then you taste it, and when they're unsalted, every nut tastes the same. They all just taste the same.
Texture after that. Yeah.
Try eating unsalted peanuts and tell me what you think. It's fucking paste. It's fucking horrible. And so at some point, I keep getting sacks, and it's like, I don't ask for unsalted. They just grab mixed nuts, and the unsalted is in super small print at the fucking bottom. And now I have 3 pounds of nuts, and they all fucking suck. And inevitably, whoever I'm complaining to about this goes, I like unsalted nuts. And I go, no, you don't. No, you don't. And they go, I like it. And I go, no, you're just being combative. You're just being combative. You can tolerate unsalted nuts.
I'm fine with
you
unsalted
don't
nuts.
like them more than salted nuts.
Right.
It's because a salted nut is more of a nut. It's more. It's like my fucking stepdad. My stepdad likes sweet potatoes, but he doesn't like yams. And I'm like, John, a yam is just more of a sweet potato. You're lying to yourself. You can't do this. If you like sweet potatoes, you should like yams because it's more. It's like saying, I like big titties, but not double D. I
draw the line.
I draw the line at double D. I stop it. No, you like big titties? You like big titties. You like nuts? They got to have salt. Or you don't like nuts. Because if you're eating unsalted nuts, you're not a nut connoisseur. You close your eyes. It's hard to tell the difference. If you take unsalted nuts and you just ground them up into powder and you put them in a spoon, and I said, now I'm going to blind you, oh, you connoisseur of unsalted nuts, and you tell me the filbert from the pecan, from the peanut, from the cashew. I'll ground them all up. When they're unsalted, you can barely tell the fucking difference between them. First off, unsalted nuts shouldn't be available. You know where they should put the unsalted nuts? In the cage with the spray paint at the Home Depot.
Right,
you should have to call an attendant.
Yeah.
Anybody who buys them.
Yeah.
It has to be on purpose.
We're going to
It's
supervise you.
Yeah.
We're going to walk you. And there's going to be a vetting process. Like, sir, are you sure? Because the writer said nuts. It didn't say unsalted. I was told to pick up mixed nuts. Yeah, but these are unsalted. Nobody wants them. People with, diabetes or high blood pressure may eat unsalted nuts, but they don't want to. Their doctor just told them to take it easy on the sodium.
Right.
Nobody likes unsalted nuts. There's like, if a salted nut, and by the way, the salted and roasted nut is the best that nut can be. That's a hot chick on her 23rd birthday. That's it. It's all a slide. Slide to the bottom of the valley after this. Your best day as a nut is roasted and salted.
That is a nuts peak.
Peak of perfection and performance. Unsalted, it'll drop a nut 50%. If you said to me, would you like to eat salted peanuts versus unsalted peanuts, I would pass altogether on the unsalted. And I love peanuts.
Yeah.
If you said all we have is unsalted, if back when they served peanuts on Southwest, they had a little sack of unsalted peanuts, no one would want them. Or they'd eat them and go, what the fuck's wrong with this pizza? With these peanuts. So why do they even have it? Why is it not? There should be flags going off. There should be banners. Unsalted. Like, stop. Like like once in a while, there's a freeway with the overpass is not complete or something. There's like a flashing light going, do not turn up this ramp. You will die.
It should be right. It should be in the pet food.
Yes.
Like the way you feed farm animals at a petting zoo.
It's for slopping pigs.
Yeah. You should get it in the same size bag that Dawson buys the hash browns in.
I don't want the little miniature unsalted that everyone blows by. And by the way, everyone's looking at their fucking phone. Everyone's hopped up on some pharmaceuticals now. Everyone's concentration is out the fucking window. So you get the unsalted thing because they just stuff them right next to the salted.
Get a box of Morton's.
The package is the same.
Get a box of Morton's. Just salt that you can have.
Yeah, put salt in your
rider.
I feel like you got to kind of cook it in, but you're right.
Yeah,
that would solve this.
Yeah.
That's you're saying. Listen, I like where your head's at,
brother. I'm here for you.
Hey, we may be going to lunch.
I was going to say we're going for breakfast and then nuts.
You don't want to do that work.
Soup to nuts. So everything with a fucking weird flavor to it, like zesty jalapeno or Cool Ranch or something, or unsalted, I need it labeled big time. I've got burned a million times or somebody's bought the whatever and didn't know it was the ranch style or the hot jalapeno, whatever, because it wasn't labeled enough. I need clear labeling on flavor changes and unsalted. And if you're making sweet potato chips, the first ingredient's got to be sweet potato. Oh, that's it.
Yeah, of course.
It can't be the last ingredient after canola oil. It's got to be the first. That's it. You can put the other shit in it if you must, but you can't call it this without that. Somebody bought me a thing of avocado mayonnaise made with avocado oil, not canola oil. No. The canola oil was above avocado, but the thing had a happy avocado.
Yeah.
A picture of a big, healthy,
smiling,
happy avocado.
Heart healthy
avocado. I was an avocado in The Masked Singer, so I know what I'm talking about.
Right.
Brother, that should be the Adam Carolla mayo.
Yes.
Here's the thing, though. We got at a point where we didn't have to do that, like you were saying with organic stuff, where if there was a component in there, they could call it that.
Mm-hmm.
And there's just no policing of that. But if you look at like the ingredients on anything, it's barely the thing that it says it is, especially if a man made it.
And I'm not stopping at food labels when some of the labels are.
Yeah.
Find up remember somebody tweeted me 2 weeks ago, Francis Ngannou, giant UFC fighter. That you have. Guy's a beast. Heavyweight.
Yeah.
Just a beast. And he, like a lot of UFC guys, reading and comprehension's not at the top of their list, And the problem with the store is it says push or pull.
Yeah, he was going to Vegas.
Oh yeah, I love this video. Yeah.
But it says push or pull. They both start with the same 2 letters. They both have 4 letters, and people are walking with pace. They don't slow down. When I'm in charge, it's going to be push and yank. You'll know it from 50 feet away.
Yeah.
There's no more confusion.
Yeah, I like that.
They mean the opposite. You want people to do the opposite, right? Why are we starting with the same 2 letters?
50% of
it. Yeah, it might as well say push and not push.
Right. More confused.
Yeah, it's like
we need a different word that's not close to that word.
Push and pusher.
Yeah,
it's a little too.
You wouldn't name your twins Chet and Chip, would you? Because it'd be a constant. Well, hold on, honey. You said Chip's coming. Chet. I said Chet's coming. Like that'd be the biggest mistake you could make in the world is calling your twin boys Chet and Chip.
Well, also they decide the store owner. So the bar is at the same place on every door.
Right.
So it's like
there's no indicator.
There's no indicator.
No physical indicator.
Yeah, and it's written small.
Yeah. So Francis Ngannou, heavyweight giant, is walking. Where's he at?
This is Vegas. Just walking to a convenience store in Vegas, and he's walking up to the double doors.
He pushes.
He pushes up.
Pushes
that right
again.
one's not working. Pushes them both, and then the glass on both doors just shatters.
My favorite is the guy who runs up to him from the
so-
store.
And he pulls it open.
So the owner of the store.
Oh, where does it say either way though?
I don't know if it said push or
doesn't-
pull.
No, it doesn't say anything.
No, I think it says pull.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
anything with a handle, you should automatically pull. Anything with a whatever.
Well, there's a handle on
you
both
should
sides
push.
here, aren't they?
Yeah, there's a handle.
It's confusing, though.
That's confusing.
There's a handle on both sides.
sides,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, okay. When I'm labeling Czar, it's going to be push and yank, and it's going to be handle or push plate.
Handle or push plate.
Push plate
Yeah.
is. Did I do that on this door?
Yeah, there's a push plate on that door.
Open that door. Let me see. But there's no handle on it, right?
On the other side, it's just a push plate.
Right.
You did it
So
right.
nobody. If I put a fucking handle on that, then people would be pulling on it. But I didn't. I put a push plate so everyone pushes through, and when they're on the inside, no one tries to push it because there's a handle.
Yeah.
Because that's why I need to be the labeling czar.
Yeah.
And any issues with celebrities coming through this studio
Trying to pull
in
that door
confusion.
open?
When Francis was in here promoting his last UFC fight, he blew right through that door.
He ripped the hinges, but the push plate. I don't see enough of those.
Well, you don't get the option to pull the door if there's a plate. What are you doing? Put your fingernails underneath the push plate?
Still try to pull it.
You have
And
to
by the
tell
way,
people.
there's no conversation. There's no label. There's just a plate, and everyone just goes right through it. And when they leave, they don't get confused. Like, all we do all day is have comedians. You know, these guys are drug addicts. They're pedophiles. They're belligerent. They're
Yeah.
half out of their mind all the time. Knowing that when they leave the studio, they never stop and go, oh, here we go. Nope, they just pull.
Yeah.
It's all there.
Yeah.
It's muscle memory. Your body knows what to do.
Yeah, you're not thinking about it. And you're right, most people are on their phones anyway.
Yeah. All right. So it's on this guy because he has handles on both sides.
I mean, this is just foolishness.
Actually, I'm looking at a picture of them both. So Francis offered to pay for all the glass, and then the owner accepted and realized who he was, and
Yeah.
they took a picture together. But I don't see a pull sign. I read in articles that there were, but I'm not seeing one. So
Yeah. Well, either way, it'll be push and yank, and it'll be handle and push plate. Mm-hmm. And that's just the beginning of my label.
Of your, yeah.
I'm on a fucking tirade. I'm on a white hot streak. I'll be labeling everything.
What else are you labeling?
Certain ethnicities,
Right away, so you know.
troublemakers. You know what I mean? It's going everywhere.
You have to have it like a badge.
Everywhere. Armenians, we need to talk. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
You know, stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's going to start innocently enough with the food packaging.
Oh,
I'll get the consensus
sure.
of everyone in town. They'll go, that guy's a genius. Yeah, thank God it's going. We'll do the handles and the push and the yank and stuff like that. We'll get, and then we'll start sliding into the ethnicities.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But by then, I've lulled everyone.
Yeah,
kind of,
you
what
already-
do you mean? I voted for that guy.
You
I
already
love
have our votes.
He's a label czar.
Yeah.
That guy prevented me from buying unsalted nuts.
That's
Come
the
on.
platform you're running on.
Well, at the beginning.
And then
I
yeah.
start to get
Second term is gonna be
labeling.
rough.
Yeah, I'm gonna start labeling ethnicities, certain lifestyles I disagree with.
you'll go
you
by
know.
brother P touch.
Yeah, they'll be
Trans
that's a good
people will
name.
be unsalted nuts.
Yeah, I'm going
It's
to
gotta
keep.
go
It'll
there.
start getting
Yeah.
into music I don't permit anymore. It's really it's going. Hey, but if you're a friend,
Yeah.
Jonathan, don't worry,
Dude, we've had
fine.
breakfast together many times.
You said earlier in the
Breakfast
show
buddies.
you were a Jew. Is it?
Yes.
Oh, that's true. Oh,
But one of the good ones.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right, out of the bad ones. But
Yeah.
Okay.
How would you like to not have to tell people that verbally anymore?
I don't.
One of the good
One of the good ones. That's I think they look at me and they know I'm Jewish.
Yeah, you have a look, but then you tell everyone about your dad's prowess in the workshop, and maybe they get confused.
No,
you
why?
know?
We were carpenters.
That's true.
One of us was.
Yeah, that's true.
We'll see how that went.
All right, we have some news stories, some like TMZ-esque stuff you were going to get into.
Yeah, we'll do some celebrity stories. Yeah, so Alec Baldwin in the news. So last week it was revealed that New Mexico prosecutors are seeking to recharge actor Alec Baldwin with involuntary manslaughter for the failed 2021 shooting of Rust cinematographer Helena Hutchins, Reuters reported. The latest update comes 5 months after special prosecutors dismissed the same charge against Baldwin without prejudice, saying a possible malfunction of the gun significantly affects the causation with regard to Baldwin. But they're saying now, the DA saying now, we believe that based on our lengthy and detailed investigation, that we should proceed with a recharge because there's some new evidence.
Baldwin, what do you think?
I think this. First and foremost, if I do wind up getting prosecuted, which I don't think I will, I'd like to come out with my own first-person shooter game for Call of Duty.
Lemonade.
Alec Baldwin. I'm always looking for a way out.
Yeah, I'll tell you something I've noticed in this country that I don't think is a path toward the light. Zealous, you'll talk, if you talk to Mark Garagos, you go like, oh, well, you better pay your taxes or whatever, you better do whatever because some overzealous prosecutor, DA, who's looking to score some points, you might say, hey, that's cool to get a celebrity. It's like, is that kind of how we want the justice system working? Like, if Alec Baldwin was a grip on this thing and no one had ever heard of him, then we'd be done with this. But that's going to be, it's going to be a nice trophy in my trophy cabinet, getting Alec Baldwin. And like, as much as everyone hates Trump, the DA of New York was running on, you elect me and I'll fucking find something on Trump. Do not worry. And it's like,
that's what's happening.
Does that seem like a system that we'd like to live in? Like, you're announcing, vote for me. Once I get in, then I'm going to put all my efforts into finding shit on this guy and then I'll fuck him up. And you go, oh, good.
That's how social media works.
Really? Like, that's how you want your legal system?
Yeah.
I'm making a promise before I'm elected that I'm not saying specifically what it is, but we'll find something. Like, if she just went, I'm fucking going to get Jonathan Kite if you make me DA, you would be fucked up right now.
Yeah. Well, what's the new evidence, by the way?
New York? That.
Oh, yeah. So they're saying that that the gun... initially, they said would only fire they found out that the gun would only fire if the trigger was pulled, thus opening up the possibility for him to be recharged. So they haven't really given the exact evidence, but they're saying because...
Thank God it wasn't like a James Bond thing where it had to be on his DNA.
Oh, right, yeah. The gun won't fire.
The only guy who fired unless it's Alec Baldwin.
Or explodes and blows your hand up.
Yeah.
Okay, so he squeezed the trigger of a gun he thought was a prop that had a blank in it. Yeah. So then what? Now what? What is this thing?
The DA is doing exactly what you're saying. They're enjoying this publicity.
I get it. But I mean, why do we tolerate it?
I agree with you.
It's not gonna go through. Like there's no
I know,
way.
but you have to go. If you're the person, you got to lawyer up. You have to go get millions of dollars in legal
having
fees
to prove
and stuff.
To yourself that something that you thought was solved that they're able to keep bringing up. And
Alec, how long did you think you're going to be in New Mexico?
Honestly, any time spent in New Mexico is longer than I thought I was going to be in New Mexico.
All right,
I'm glad that he's talking to us paparazzi again because I thought.
Is he talking to paparazzi?
Well, right now he is, yeah. And don't you hate paparazzi? Didn't you get in trouble like punching somebody?
I've gotten in trouble many times from fighting with paparazzi, but because I thought they were my daughter.
Oh, you thought it was Dakota,
that pig Ireland,
wherever.
That pig Ireland.
Yeah. So in other news, Tom Hanks, he was spotted at NASA this week. Yeah, so he's apparently in town to film scenes for the Moonwalkers, an immersive audio and visual installation that will debut at Lightroom in London. But yeah, superstar. He's known for obviously Apollo 13. So yeah, he's hanging out in NASA getting pictures taken.
Which would you rather have Tom Hanks really like you and like really appreciate your work and your ability and go, man, that Jonathan Kite, like, I'd like to work with that guy. I'd like to get him in some of my shit. Like, I'm just a big Jonathan Kite fan. Or Adam Sandler, think you were really good and really go, man, that guy's good. Like I gotta find a part for him in my next movie. Like who
He already
would
kinda
you
has
rather
that.
be on the happy side of? Well, I know. But once established is I'll get these guys work for the rest of their lives. Tom Hanks, pretty cool. Sandler, cool.
I think it feels like everybody on Sandler's films are having.
Remember, you're going to be on the phone at some point, and someone's going to go, Jonathan, and you got to go, I'm talking to Hanks.
Sorry. Oh, I'm talking to Hanks.
I mean, we could solve this by you going, would you rather say talking to Hanks or talking to Sandler?
I'd rather talk to Hanks.
That may have answered our question, but I don't know. Go ahead. Hello?
Hi.
Hey, John.
Hi. How
Hey,
are
how's
you?
Rita doing?
Rita's great. We
Yeah.
were just outside pressing flowers.
Yeah, how's Chet doing? Sorry.
Oh, Chet. The red stripe guy. He's okay.
Yeah. Okay, sorry. I didn't bring it up. Anyway, yeah, I'm just seeing how you're hanging. Feeling good today?
Hold on. A little to the left. No, I'm fine. Just, out here in NASA. Just,
Oh, doing a movie, huh? Or a project?
Well, no, actually, we are doing a new Moonwalker experience, and before you say it, it is not a interactive Michael Jackson event.
See, I always told you, you could have been a stand-up. You really could have been a stand-up.
I did Punchline.
You did a movie.
I did the movie Punchline.
You did a movie with Sally Fields.
Oh, I did a couple. I did Forrest Gump.
Oh, right.
Yeah, she was.
But I'm not saying just a movie. I mean, you really could have been a stand-up.
Oh, I think so. I think so. Hey guys, what's up with these sweet potato chips? There's no sweet potatoes in them.
Yeah.
And premises like that.
I've complained about that myself.
That's the thing that people love about me. I'm relatable.
So, Tom,
Yes.
I hear that you're upset because
There's two guys on this call.
Hey, Tom,
Hi.
Chris,
Three-way Chris.
I
hi,
hear you're
Chris.
upset that there are dental ads using AI versions of you.
I am very upset about that because actually a premise I was working on, how do we not call people with braces dentally handicapped?
I tell you, I said he could have been a comedian, this guy.
I'm available for birthday parties. But obviously, this bothers me.
Tom, if I was starting a business that specialized in capped teeth, I would call it Handy Capped. Just put a dash there. You know what I mean?
I like that.
Sounds fast.
I like
right?
it a lot, but I need to be paid for my image.
Oh yeah, right.
Right, I don't know who's doing this.
Right.
But I slowed it down. I said, clearly, I do not endorse this. I don't go to the dentist. I haven't been in years. So, the only braces that I subscribe to are the ones that the kid wore in Forrest Gump.
How's Chet doing?
He's not great. He's well, to be honest with you, he's doing a Bob Marley cover band. And the accent is a little racist.
You kind of wish he was never born.
Well, not kinda.
Definitely.
Every birthday I blow out the candles, and you know what? Nothing's changed.
Oh, that's the wish.
I got a lot of good kids, though.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, Chet just ain't one of them.
Yeah. All right, and scene. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back and do some regular news with Johnny Kite right after this. Well, good news. It's O Rewards Member Appreciation Month at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Get the most out of your membership. Shop, earn points, and get rewards sent right to your phone or email. If you're not an O Rewards member yet, sign up. It's quick and it's easy. You can do it online or in the store if you like. Just ask one of their professional parts people about joining O Rewards next time you visit, and you can start earning points on your first purchase. Sign up for both email and text and get even more out of your membership. And right now, members receive 2 times, 3 times, up to 8 times O Rewards points on select purchases. Those bonus points can help you get to your next reward even faster. You receive a $5 reward for every 150 O Rewards points, and you can use your reward on your next in-store or online purchase. So don't miss O Rewards Member Appreciation Month now at your local O'Reilly Auto Parts store and O'ReillyAuto.com. Well, Liza Minnelli's still alive, in case you guys want to know. So I have a profound interest on people, many people. Let's see if we can break this down.
Okay.
I have conversations with people where I go, is Liza Minnelli still alive? And they go, oh, no, she died. And I go, she died? Yeah. When? Well, it's been probably 2 years. So Liza Minnelli died. Yep. I don't think I would have heard about that. I feel like that would be in my brain somewhere. And they go, no, she's dead. And then I go, well, probably COVID thing, because when people died during COVID, I didn't remember.
Yeah.
It's the worst time to die. So you're not going to be celebrated. There's no funeral.
No.
And we're right back to the COVID on the evening news. It's like, oh, Liza Minnelli died and COVID news. And I was like, okay, maybe I'll chalk this up to COVID. But I feel like she's alive. I feel like I would know. She's dead. Okay. Now, because everyone tells me everything completely erroneously now, it should be an insult to everyone that you're telling me something for a third time. And I go, yeah, let me just check on my phone.
Yeah.
Because all people do is talk out of their ass. And then I look on the phone, right? And I go, oh, she's 77 years old.
Yeah.
And they go, yeah, all right, guess I was wrong. And I go, here's what and now I'm in the habit of saying people. How do you know something that never happened? I can see being agnostic on something that never happened. Like you can go, I don't know.
Right.
But you can't go, I know.
Definitively.
Right, because you know something that didn't happen. How's that possible? Which I'm seeing a lot of these days of I know this thing, except for you don't. I mean, it's impossible that you know it because it didn't happen. The best you can be is sort of, you can be agnostic about it. Like, I don't know. And then you can go, I feel like she's dead, but you can't say you know.
Or she's dead to me.
She died.
She's dead to me.
Right. But I think she has dementia, by the way. But
what about, is it like the Mandela effect, where people think that something happened, where enough of the population thinks that something happened and then people remember it? They're misremembering something.
Yeah. It almost becomes a memory.
Yeah.
Yes. This is
it's
at
happening
epidemic levels. And not only that, as I yell to Dr. Drew in our daily conversations that should be labeled, what the fuck is going on? I go, I thought the computer was going to fix this. The computer has made it worse.
Yeah.
Because here's what you thought. Here's why you thought the computer was going to fix this. You thought that you could tell Rashida Tlaib or whoever, look, you have a computer? Yeah, I'm going to show you footage of a rocket that's coming from Hamas toward Israel, malfunctioning and hitting a parking lot. Then I'm going to play you a call that was intercepted by two Hamas generals talking about, one of our own rockets hit a parking lot. This sucks. Then I'm going to show you coordinates from a drone that show when the thing had taken off and when Hamas was launching rockets and when Israel was launching rockets, except for they weren't launching rockets during the time that the hospital parked. I'm going to show you all this on my computer, but in exchange, you're going to need to have to change your mind. And they go, well, fuck that.
That's hard, yeah.
All Rashida Tlaib knows is she found out on her phone or on her computer that the Israelis bombed a hospital in Palestine and 500 people are dead. So we thought the computer was going to fix this because I thought, and in certain cases it does. In Liza Minnelli's case, I used my computer to fix this piece of misinformation. But it's not working on a lot of people. And what they're doing is once you start presenting the information to them, they harden their case. Like they get more hived off. Yeah. Now they get less because now they have to really circle the wagons because you're coming at them with facts.
Right.
Yeah. It's like, give me an example. And the thing is that they use it, that the misinformation or the information that they've heard is from maybe the same place that you've heard it, but because they always believe their sources and not yours.
Liza Minnelli got diagnosed with encephalitis in 2000. Okay. So She's been sick for 23 years? That's a weird piece of information in terms of what it is I'm talking about. But she got diagnosed with something 23 years ago. But she's still alive? Okay. But she has encephalitis.
She's a fighter
or whatever.
Yeah.
But she's a fighter.
She's a fighter.
But she's performed since 2000 and stuff.
Yeah.
She's done stuff in those 23 years.
She's been in Arrested Development.
Yeah. All right.
But anyway, all I know is rest in peace, Liza Minnelli.
Yeah, that's what you gotta take away from this.
That is. In fact, like Sam Elliott a couple months ago had a death hoax because he doesn't have social media, so people like posted that he died, and everybody believed it.
Mm-hmm. He didn't even know.
Yeah. It's like, what? What's going on?
He just read his own obituary.
Yeah, the computer was supposed to fix this, and it's turbocharged it.
He's like, I can't believe there's another Sam Elliott that passed away.
Oh, hey, Sam, what's for dinner?
Beans and pork.
Oh, this supposed to be beef.
He's changing it up.
I know, but I was thinking, like, what he'd be eating out there.
He went Hindu.
I was thinking the other white meat.
Oh, you're thinking about pork.
Yeah,
the other
pork.
white meat.
Yeah, the other white. But beef is what's for dinner.
That's right. There you go.
Coors Light and beef.
That's right. Oh, man. You know, I was going to do dinner with Jonathan Kite, but I think I'm going with Sam Elliott.
I'm telling you, we're going to get out there in the middle of Montana, and I'm going to make us some hash browns from scratch.
What do you like in your omelet, Sam?
Freedom, Coors Light.
Oh, wow.
That's hardcore.
And beef. Beef.
Oh, you know,
beef, it's what's for breakfast.
beer. It's what's for breakfast.
Beer, it's what's for beef.
You know, I think, and I got to get a few clean. I do a bit called the 5. Well, it used to be the 3 Mijos, then it turned to like the 5 Mijos, and now it's at the, 6 or 7 Mijos.
It's a lot of Mijos.
I know.
That's a lot of Mijos.
But I do believe in Roadhouse, when Swayze called Elliott, he called him Miho.
I think you're right.
He answered the phone and he was like,
"Hey, Miho."
Yeah. Because Sam Elliott was the best in the business.
Yeah.
But then he's like retiring and young Buck takes his place.
Young Miho.
He mentored, yeah.
Mentored beef. Young beef over here.
I think, if I recall, if you can find the movie
Find that.
Roadhouse, about an hour and 18 minutes, 26 seconds.
You're Mr. Skin for Miho.
Yeah, you're going to have Sam Elliott pick up the phone at the laundromat. He's at the laundromat, I think, and he calls him.
I wish he'd go, "Hola, Mijo."
Yes, but he does. I think he calls him Miho.
Don't
All right.
be
All right.
Sorry, what do we got?
So, in San Diego, there has been a rise in prostitution. So what happened was Newsom signed a bill last year which repealed a previous law that banned loitering with the intent to engage in prostitution. It was championed as one that would help transgender women from being targeted by police.
And it disproportionately affects black and brown people. So it's like anything that affects black people statistically, which is everything you don't want. Everything's like, oh, they do worse in math tests, and they do worse, and they get pulled over more driving. Everything. His plan is to just do away with the law that affects them.
Right.
So you
that'll
there's
get
more
rid of
black
it, right?
people being pulled over than white people. Good. Stop pulling over black people.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's the plan. Or too many
Nobody will
black
speed after that.
There's
Nobody
too many,
will run red lights.
There's too many black people in prison. Well, good. Stop putting black people in prison. Yeah, but some of them commit crimes.
Whoa.
Well, fix
I'm
this
a results
problem.
guy, all right?
Yeah.
I'm a results guy. I want...
His whole problem is a retarded reverse engineering of everything. It's right up there with, we got to defund the police. Like, all right, get rid of the police. More dead black people. Okay. But you want to get rid of the police to help black people. Yeah, but now we got more dead black people because that's how all bad policy works. It ends up biting you in the ass.
Bad math. There's been a rise in prostitution. A lot of business owners are upset about this. Even one business owner Well, they're speaking to the news anonymously because there's concern that the pimps or prostitutes in the area might retaliate against the vehicles or property or employees. Like they're breaking into cars, they're popping tires.
You're turning every fucking blue city's just turning into a shit box. Like I can't understand his policies. He just got rid of. He got rid of the ability for administrators to discipline kids. There's no more suspensions anymore. Everything is just. If this is affecting a group, then stop it. And then you have fucking lawlessness, and then the cities turn to shit. Yeah. And I don't know why you don't understand that. And you are not helping the people that need to be helped. Like if you're a kid and you have a serious issue with discipline and you're shouting out in class and you get warned to shut up a few times and at some point you become too disruptive, you need to take a day off and fucking sit at home and be suspended and think about this thing. That you did, that you were now going to stop doing because something negative happened.
Right, there's no penalty.
To you. Yes, now there's just going to be more fucking prostitutes, black and brown, just wandering around the streets.
Yeah. He's creating jobs. All right.
I'll tell you the scary part is the B-roll. Whenever they do these stories, they have film of prostitutes, walking around.
Yeah.
They're fucking fat now. They're fat.
Have you seen what's in our sweet potato chips?
I know. They must be noshing on those things.
I thought you were going to say the scary part about this is getting an estimate from one of them.
Oh, yeah. Malibu?
Oh, my God.
You go to Pacoima, I get you that same pussy for
you gotta
one
drop
third.
some keywords.
You got to drop over the border, the Chevy Malibu pussy.
That's right. I was watching some show that was like doing they're walking around, hey, want a date, whatever. First off, they're women wearing like thong back bikinis that are 250 pounds.
They're on Lime
stiletto
scooters.
Heels, like just walking in the streets, walking up to cars. Like we're asking for the lawlessness. It's fucking nuts. And then Gavin Newsom's like, why'd 700,000 people leave the state? Because they want to go to a place that's governed. That's why. Because by the way, the pimps are staying.
Yeah.
That's your constituency. And maybe the prostitutes and the transgender, they'll hang out. But the people that are raising their kids want to do it in a place that's not lawless.
I thought you were going to say they left because they want their prostitutes to be in shape and healthy.
Oh,
go
my
to that
God.
place.
The average prostitute is so fucking big now. There's two signs that we've jumped the shark from an obesity problem in this state, in this city.
Not jumped, climbed over.
Climbed over.
Really
We're not getting off the ground.
Nah.
Rolled over the shark. It is Disneyland employees are now fat, and prostitutes are fat. They're called street walkers. You think they'd be thin?
I said they're on Lime scooters.
Yeah,
They're getting
They don't do any exercises.
They're not getting their steps in anymore.
No, not anymore, dude.
No, yeah.
It's like they just sit down and they go, come to me.
They're fucking hefty. Now, we're looking at pictures, but I mean, you can find fat hooker pictures, but I mean...
That's how you know we've jumped the whale.
The B-roll I saw was just rando hookers. They weren't talking about how fat they were. I was talking about how fat they were. They're big. All right, Gavin. So it's just how it's going to go.
I like how the carpet matches the drapes on that one.
Yeah. It's got the red hair. I was thinking about Gavin Newsom. I think every single policy he makes is just loosely based on what would John Wayne hate? like what if John Wayne was alive? Would he want schools to be able to discipline their kids or not? Okay, now I'll make my policy.
Yeah.
Would he be angry at the person stealing the catalytic converter or blaming the car owner?
Yeah.
Okay. Would he want prostitutes roaming everywhere in San Diego? Okay. I think he just does he literally, I don't even think it's John Wayne. I think it's Adam Carolla. I think he sits around and goes, what would Adam not like?
Well, he's got a band that says, what would John Wayne not do?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And he snaps it every time he makes a legislation.
Yeah. All right. Well, we were talking about AI earlier. So there's new medical research that finds that AI can actually do something good, and that is detect type 2 diabetes merely by listening to a patient speak for 6 to 10 seconds.
Yes. Hold on. Put a clock on me.
Okay.
I think I have diabetes. How say you? Did I do that in under 6 seconds?
I'm gonna have to submit that to the AI, but it sounds like you have diabetes, and I'm worried about you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's the medical version of name that tune.
Right.
How quick can you do it? 6 seconds, diabetes.
Yeah, I can do it.
By hearing them talk.
Yeah. I love sweet potato chips.
All I eat is sweet potato chips. I'm a prostitute in San Diego.
Oh, when did I have my...
You got it, buddy. You got it.
So, yeah.
When did I have my first leg amputated?
Yeah.
So the study showed an 89% accuracy rate for women and an 86% for men. Yeah, and it highlights the significant vocal variations between individuals with and without the type 2 diabetes, and it can detect it.
Well, listen.
There's some guys that, by the way, sound like they have diabetes, but probably don't.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
There's going to be some people that just
Jeff
have that
Bridges.
voice.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Listen, man, I'm healthy as a horse. I'm so healthy, I got 3 legs.
All right,
a huge
Jeff.
cock.
We're just going to need you to speak for 10 seconds to see.
Well, man, I'll tell you, man. Just let me finish sucking down this bag of sugar. I'm drinking a feed bag like a horse. Is that about 10 minutes, man? Just give me a second to have a sugar
Jeff.
cube, man.
We're going to get you some treatment.
He had a health scare, but I think...
Did he?
Oh, yeah.
I think like a heart thing?
He had a major thing about 6 months ago, a year ago, or something like that. But he came through it like Liza Minnelli.
I love him. I love Jeff Bridges.
My only Jeff Bridges story is I was at the Playboy Mansion. Yeah, those are the days.
During its heyday.
I don't know if I was there taping Bill Maher's show, Politically Incorrect or something. He used to do it once a year, or was there for...
Jeff Bridges was on the show?
I was on the show, and maybe Jeff Bridges was on the show, but he was there. And then he came up to me, and he's like, "Hey, man, you do Loveline, and you're on K-Rock. And,
Cool, man. Yeah, you do Loveline,
I do music, and I'd literally because K-Rock was such a power fucking house.
Oh, my God, yeah.
That anyone with a record wanted to come on to K-Rock and talk up your music,
Give you his demo.
And I was like, "Yeah, man, slide under the door,
No, man, I have a guitar with me right here.
I said, "Yeah, let's do it. Let's get you on. You want to come on Loveline? You come on Loveline." And then I got back. This is part of when I learned to hate publicists, And I gave it to our producer, and I was like, "All right, here's Jeff Bridges' people. Call him and tell him he wants to come on the show and put him on the calendar." And she's like, "Okay." And then I don't know, a week later, I was like, "What's up with Jeff Bridges? He's on the calendars." I called, and these people said the show didn't agree with his sensibilities. And I'm like, that's the fucking publicist.
Yeah, no, that's so...
By the way, it never got to Jeff.
Never gets to Jeff. It gets the fucking publicist.
He's thinking about it today. He's like,
man, Carolla never called me.
Sniff me, and it's like...
My record didn't do well.
Right. Yeah. That's what publicists do. The publicist decides, I don't want him on that show where they're talking about titties and cocks and whatever. And this.
And you know who loves titties and cocks? Jeff Bridges.
I know.
That's the name of his album.
All right. Do we find Miho yet? Is it an hour and 18 minutes in?
Hey, Miho.
Is it an hour early? Is it an hour and 12 minutes in?
We got to just... I don't know if...
It's an hour and 21 minutes in.
Roadhouse is streaming.
What? I'll tell you where it's streaming right now. In my head.
Yeah, in your pants.
All right. my loins is where it streams.
Yo, I'll show you Roadhouse.
All right, let's do one more.
All right. So here, let me pull up a good one here. Oh, so dogs are being used to combat child pornography in Australia. So police sniffer dogs are trained to detect child abuse material and digital terrorism and in their
digital
terrorism. That's what they're calling it.
Terrier or terrorism?
Terrorism.
Okay.
Terrorism. No, terrorism. And so nearly 24 technology detection dogs have been deployed by federal authorities to sniff out criminals' hidden mobile phones, USB drives, memory cards. So it's like the gear.
So if you have a mobile phone and it's sitting on the desk when the feds walk in and you don't dive for it, then they don't care. But if you got one stashed away in a shoebox somewhere, the burner phone, that suggests a certain degree of
Yeah, we might want to check that one out.
Criminality there. Oh, that's interesting.
So dogs can actually smell electronics hidden away.
But they don't know these are pedophiles. The dogs. The dogs.
I know.
When they're sniffing out the cocaine or the gunpowder or whatever, they only think they're getting their toy.
Yeah.
That's how they do it. They give them their toy, and that's all they want.
Yeah, a dog doesn't know what a pedophile is.
Right.
No.
Oh, that's isn't that great about dogs? Like they don't. You could be a huge celebrity or just be, Joe Schmo, and they'll treat you the same. Like they don't have that.
Yeah, that's right. They love you for who you are, which is a person that has food.
Yeah. Who picks up their poop.
Who picks up their poop and gives them food. That's why they love you.
Yeah, these pedophiles, they should just hide dog treats around their house.
They find these dogs at the pound. I always say, but I always use this as a metaphor, and I really want people to understand this. If you're a person that just has no pep in your step, like you just have no get up and go, like you're that dog that doesn't hunt, you're fucked. What people want, especially with an employer, is just enthusiasm. Just enthusiasm. And I'll tell you, you can run a little experiment when you're the boss. When you're the boss, it's a simple, easy experiment. Doesn't involve pad and pen or anything. You just walk in and out of your place of work, which I do at random times all day, every day, and you'll see patterns. Like Adam's share in the next room, whenever I show up, he's always on his feet and he's always moving and he's always working.
Right.
He's just always doing something. And then there are people that are looking at their phones. They're just not doing it.
Yeah.
Now they would say, "Oh, I just stopped doing what I was doing," but it's like it's too random. It's too random. You'll know the truth. Just leave and come back. Like, look, if you think you have a lazy wife or lazy son or lazy anyone, just leave your house and come home at random times. Just at random times. If they are fucking flopped out watching TV most of the time, then that's who they are.
That's a clear sample
size. If they're up on their fucking feet pushing a Swifter around, then that's who they are.
Totally.
You don't need to put a nanny cam in. You don't need to write anything down. Just leave and come back 10 times and see what they're doing.
Yeah.
It can't be at the exact same time, because at the exact same time they go, every day at noon I mop the kitchen and then I sit down and watch my story.
Gotta keep it uneven.
Yeah. It's got to be all, but the pattern shall emerge like super quickly.
And no matter what you're doing, that dog is happy to see you.
The dog is
up.
That dog is happy to see you, but it's because you got food.
You got food. Yeah,
that's it. Let's not kid ourselves.
No,
That's all
no.
it takes.
And
Of
if
course.
somebody else has food, they'll go right
Better
over to their any food.
Yeah.
Or better, or just food.
Not
They'll-
home fries,
They'll just
though.
go, no home fries.
No home
No
fries.
cubed potatoes. They will happily go. My dog would go happily live with the neighbors at the neighbor's house if there was just a little more food there.
Yeah.
Be perfectly cool with it.
2 places that he lives at.
Yeah.
I think he'd just go back and forth.
Or if everyone in my family just perished and he needed a new home, as long as they're feeding, there'd be no grieving period.
No.
It's just new food. You just go.
He wouldn't remember.
Wouldn't
Wouldn't care.
No.
No. Oh, we have Sam Elliott?
Wouldn't miss it.
How far into this movie
Here he is, Miho.
is Sam Elliott?
We just got the isolated clip.
Okay, nice.
But it's about, well, is it about?
Okay.
Oh, sorry, we'll play it, sorry. It's a very homoerotic movie if you really think about it.
You know, in the director's cut, neither of them are wearing pants.
Yeah.
It is, it's macho movies bump up against the red line of homo every fucking time. It's
Yeah.
like sweaty, touching, lots of emoting.
That's softcore porn right there.
That is. I came.
Yeah, I'm still coming.
You think Vin Diesel would do that scene?
No, that's a good point.
Not because it'd be incest porn. You know why? Because it'd be all about family.
That's right. What's the most important thing, Vin?
Family.
Now,
What do you like in your omelet?
This is an hour and 39 minutes in, but I still contend that at
pretty
the
good.
hour and 18 moment,
The
he
phone
picks
call.
up the phone and calls him Miho. That's the second Miho, like my second Miho. My first Miho is Miho.
Sam-
I'm home.
Sam has 3 Mijos.
If he has a third Miho, we got to find it. Then my second Miho is when I'm worried that my son may be gone. Miho, that's now.
You're in a different mind space.
Yeah, there's no lights on, and it's almost dark out.
Miho.
Oh yeah, let's get. All right, let me give
Sam's,
my Mijos are. Here's the story. You ready?
Yeah.
You're a very loving parent.
You're damn right.
And you have a 13-year-old son that he's your life. It's you're a single parent, and that's your life.
He's my Coors Life.
Coors Life. And you left to go to the supermarket to make him his favorite dish for dinner tonight.
Beef.
That's right. But when you come home at like 5:30 in the afternoon, you initially walk through the door and go, Miho! You're calling your son. That's it.
Miho.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
That's good.
Believable.
But now you're looking around and the lights aren't on. The TV's not, you don't hear the TV or anything. It's dark in the house. And you start walking up the stairs, And now you're kind of looking around and you're like, now it's a little trepidation, Miho?
Miho.
That's why that's those Emmys.
You open the door to the bedroom, okay? And the shot is back at you with his feet swinging. He's killed himself. And you drop your grocery bag, possibly in slow motion. And this is full of grief and shock and pain.
Miho.
Oh, you're going down.
Oh, yeah. He brought us in.
That's what an actor said. I went up. I go, Miho!
Miho.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
We can use either one.
Let's get one for safety.
Miho.
Effective. Very effective.
All right. Now, hold on. We got more. Now, we're at the grave site, and you're doing the cross thing because you're Catholic. You know what I mean? And you kneel as a coffin is lowered down in the ground, and you do the Miho. It's a whisper.
Miho.
Yeah, a little longer on the whisper.
Miho.
Yeah.
Powerful.
Good. Okay, now I just got 8 more. Now you're fucking Miho's girlfriend, right?
Miho. Miho. Oh, Miho. Miho.
Why is he saying Miho?
Now, this is the last one. The last one is, it's now been 3 years.
Miho.
And you're walking down the street, and of course, you never forget. No parent ever forgets this, but it's been 3 years now. And you're walking down the street, and you see some kid buzz by on a bike, and he looks for a flash. It's Miho. You know what I mean? Like now it's like, Miho? There's a little, with something in your heart that says maybe somehow
maybe a little
could
hopeful.
he be here? Could he reincarnate?
Miho?
Let's get some options.
Miho?
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Miho.
Oh, yeah. That's solid. All right. Jonathan Kite. That's why it's the best. All right.
And the name of the movie is Miho. That's the only line in it. It's the only
He
line.
only says one word.
It's one word.
The whole movie.
We're going to have to
Probably
investigate now, see if he picks up the phone, but that'll be for a different show. Do you have it, Emmy?
Yes. Gonna have to
Somewhere?
scrub through it.
Ahoy, ahoy, Miho.
I think he's doing laundry for some reason, or he's standing in the back of a honky-tonk. I can't remember if he's out on the porch of a honky-tonk. That's when he's fighting.
Yeah, at the.
I think.
You want to do another story while they're looking?
No.
Okay.
I'm grown weary even with my own Mijos. But look, if you have it, you have it. If not, we'll do it in the next show. Just put a pin in it.
The name of the movie, Three Amigos.
Emmy says he has it, but we got to get through an ad playing so we can get there. So about 20 seconds.
And how far is the first Miho? He picks up the phone.
Somebody needs to do just a Miho cut on YouTube.
Are you really? Do you really think you have the time code?
1 hour,
locked
18
in?
minutes, 26 seconds. No, I remember. I kind of remember it's past the halfway
Time code
point.
is 54 minutes and 33 seconds.
Oh, is that movie 2 hours plus? Jesus.
Hey, what's the TRT?
And then what's the director's
It's an
cut?
hour and 47.
Shorter than I remember it.
So it's past it's just past the halfway point, but not as far past as I thought it was.
Yeah. You might be watching the director's cut or something.
I am.
You know?
Criteria. All right. Just going to pick up the phone. This is important for people who are listening.
I know you want to save the world from the commies, but you're going to have to do it from down here, man.
Squirt him! Squirt him! Hey, hose him down! Shoot him off! Shoot him off! Some guy named
Dalton.
What's going on, Miho?
Boom.
Yeah.
And then he's doing laundry.
Yeah, he's doing laundry.
What's going on, Miho?
That was a totally different Miho than the second Miho.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we'll scrub it, and we'll figure out if there's a third Miho.
It's his.
in there.
It's his shalom. It has so many meanings.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What? There's a third Miho? No way.
My 3 Mijos.
I'm told there's a third Miho.
3 Amijos.
How you like that, coach?
How's it going, Miho?
Wow.
How's it going, Miho?
Your own business, Dad.
Uh-oh.
You want to fight, dickless?
I sure ain't gonna show you my dick.
I can watch
He's the
that.
best.
The best.
All right. You can go to JonathanKiteComedy.com to find out all his live shows. I'm going to be in Spokane, Washington at Spokane Comedy Club. That'll be coming up October 27th, 28th. And then Tacoma Comedy Club. All the VIP stuff sold out, but there may be some more general admission stuff. That'll be on the 29th. Sacramento, Nashville, Huntsville. Rancho Mirage added a second show at the Agua Caliente Casino. The first show sold out, but they've added a second show,
Nice.
so you can come out and say hi. Until next time, it's Adam Carolla for Jonathan Miho Kite.
Miho.
Chris Max Battis saying mahalo.